Hey guys, Fuse here, and I want to talk about the actual numbers behind the game because there's a lot of mistakes that are being made on assumptions of what a multiplier is or means. Um, so I made a Brogni video yesterday, and I felt obligated to mention that he can do amazing damage because that's really what everybody's running around screaming. But let's just talk the truth. I didn't want to step on toes, but I mean, if there's a toe, it's going to get stepped on because the truth is not meant to hurt anybody's feelings. Brogni is not top tier damage. I know where it came from, and the intent of that video that showed him doing these big hits was not to make him out to be an amazing damage dealer. It just happened to be an amazing hit with, I believe, Helm Smasher, Gerp Tuck, increasing damage. We had who was it? Bad Alcazar increasing damage. You've got Lydia taking everything, debuffing the team. I mean, like the perfect circumstances, right? You could do that with almost anybody. You could take Apothecary and make him look like a god tier hero in that gear. But the truth is, people look at a multiplier, and I'm not sure where they get that information. I get mine all pretty much on hellhades.com. That the website is the best place to look up more than just the multiplier, which is what we're getting at. An example of how this can mess with your head. I did a video a while back on Pitiless One, and he's an amazing damage dealer. He really brings zero utility other than he kind of rushes himself back into the fight consistently and heals himself and does amazing damage. That's it. That's all he's good for, is just damage. But he is really good at it. And somebody had commented, well, his multipliers are, I believe, 3.9 and 2.2. Even Kel has better multipliers, right? Even though you clearly see him doing far more damage than Kel can do. And it's tough to reply to that when people don't understand what they're even saying to me. I mean, like, what does 4.4 mean compared to 2.2? Nothing. Almost nothing. When you look at a hero, let's take it doesn't matter who we go on. Skullcrown, she hits hard. But when you're looking at their base attack, there's 1,500 base attack on Skullcrown. Surprise, surprise, she's an amazing damage dealer. Now, look at Septimus, 1674. Surprise, he's an amazing damage dealer. You could do the same on defensive champs. You could go to, let's see, where is right there, Solus, base defense 1,300. It's about to get buffed, which is even greater. Surprise, he hits hard. Here we go. Krutraxa 1,500. She hits hard. And then you go to Brogni. His base attack is 782. About half of Septimus. I mean, like 782. So what does this mean? With a 7 to 800 attack value, and its damage is based on attack, you've got to have ridiculous multipliers to even compete with normal damage. Now, in the end, he does have a strong attack, a decent attack, if you pile on attack. But that's such a low attack, you could almost get the same benefit from a flat stat as you could from doing actual attack percentage. That's really the truth of it. And not to mention, a support champion that can carry you through the game is not meant to be built as an attack. Surely you've got attack champions. There are plenty of attack damage champions. And he's meant to keep you alive. And which is why he needs books, by the way. I should have stressed that more. I did talk about it, but I should have stressed it more. This guy really needs books to get his full potential on them cooldowns. That's going to change everything for him. But, damage dealers like Countess Lix, Astralon, look at their attack value. They're made to do damage. That's what they do. Those are the ones you want to put your damage gear on, your attack gear on. And then you bring in support champs, typically fast and tanky as always, and they will help keep them alive. So on that same note, so what I'm getting at is that attack multiplier doesn't mean a whole lot if you're trying to do multiplication on a very tiny number, right? So like if you tried to make him defensive, it'd be a nightmare. It'd be a nightmare to make this guy tanky with 800 defense. He's clearly not meant to tank up damage. The numbers are almost always... Now, granted, like if Brogni was based on HP, he'd be ridiculously strong. But then they'd have to take that 6.6 attack multiplier, and they'd have to just drop that down to like 2.5, and then it would be a strong hit still. And he needs that strong hit because he's not a strong champion. He needs enough of a hit as long as there are multiple enemies to increase the shield somewhat, and that's really what he's made to do. Kind of like a miscreated monster who does reputable damage, but it's not. That's not what his game is. His game is to keep you alive. So making assumptions off of no one's out there trying to convince you that Brogni does amazing damage or any other character. Like the one thing that gets a lot of people, you'll see a rare champion. You know, we've got all these interesting tools to look up the numbers and work the numbers, crunch them. You'll see Gallowcut, Ogre Jailer, you know, they're actually stronger than the average bear when you build them out and you gear them out. Doesn't mean that they're stronger than the epic you have that's built for damage or has more utility. It's all very much needs to be taken with a grain of salt. You need to be careful when you're choosing your next champion. You're going to invest a lot of time and resources. Now, if you're further in the game, I enjoy making an off the beaten path character and going over them. But definitely, if you've got somebody with a lot of utility, then go for them first. You know, you're going to want a damage dealer, by the way. You're going to want to pick a good damage dealer and bring them up to 60 and use them along the way. You're going to want several of them. You're going to want some for different circumstances. So I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade at all. Build any character you want. I'll build a character just because they look cool. I mean, that's all the reason I need to try to enjoy a character. But in reality, you know, usually we all have a goal. And like right now, he's going to help me push through my dwarves, faction wars. I'm still trying to push through all the faction wars. So my goal is to continue building different types of heroes in different factions to get through those. Yours might simply be Clan Boss, might be Doom Tower, or the dungeons, whatever, or arena. Whatever it is, that's where you want to pick your character. There's a lot of information on almost every hero in this game out there. But I don't, you know, just be careful. No one's trying to sell you on building an Ogre and Jailer, but they're showing what he can do when they do a video on just, hey, look what we slept on all this time. Now, if you're starting a brand new game, he's easy to get. He might be one of your first options for a damage dealer. And maybe you need to fill out your ranks in the Ogre tribe for faction wars, and you're just lacking damage. There are some options, you know, but you know, don't throw all your resources into just any hero because they do damage. Make sure that you're building heroes to do what they're meant to do. I've got an old video called "Meet Your Heroes." It's under helpful tips or whatever. Down in my playlists, there's one that has a "Meet Your Heroes," and it, maybe I should redo that because it's a really good, simple way to learn what your heroes do. There are heroes meant to attack. There are defensive heroes that can do. They're my favorite. They're almost like support champs, but at the same time, a lot of them can actually do good damage. Support champs, tanky and fast. That's really what you need. So I just kind of to further explain what I was doing with Brogni and to keep people from making mistakes with any of these heroes. You know, support champ is typically going to need to be built fast and tanky. Lots of HP or defense or a mixture of both and fast. That's usually how you want them to be. Just a little quick tip of advice. And raids, largest shard pool is about to happen. I forgot. Hold on to your hats because we are going to pull not one, 2 sacred shards because that's all I got. But here we go. 2x. Why not? This morning I didn't have time. Let's just knock these out of the park. So right off the bat, hey, all right, Molly Tankard. I've got her on my little account. Definitely want her on this account. Man, my doors are stacked at this point. First shot. That happened, right? That did happen. So I'm gonna do it. Maybe I'll get one of the cool new epics. Who knows? So, hey, Torture Helm actually has a neat use. I've seen some unkillables with him. I don't really need him, but I'll hold on to him for now. All right, Molly Tankard in the house. I've got a little guide on her. I'd like to redo everything I've done as I get more accustomed to this, but it's all out there. The information's solid. Check them out. I appreciate everybody's support, by the way. Thank you. I mean, honestly, I'm just doing this to help out and have some fun. I appreciate everybody feeding back. Everything you do is amazing to me, and I'll keep working for you guys. Until next time, guys, enjoy the grind.